probably stinks. I am here early, bright and early, 7 a.m. to try to get unloaded. I am on my way back to Maryland and try to beat the blizzard that's coming. So this should be an interesting day. I know it's going to be a long one. Wow, I can't believe I'm up this early. Check this out, my CB's gone crazy. I guess maybe I've watched too many sci-fi movies, huh? Oh well, gotta find something to amuse myself in here or I'll go crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna try to show you guys how to fold a tarp, but I don't have a tripod, so I'm gonna have to do it in little sections. But check out my truck, oh my god. Talking about a salty dog. Actually, somebody told me it was a salt shaker, since it's a freight shaker. Not a freight shaker, it is a salt shaker. Wow. Look at the salt on this thing. Everything is white. It is everywhere. My poor truck. Alright, so once you get the tarps off of your load, carefully get them off your load, throw them in the floor, and you're going to want to make sure that the outside is facing up. Okay, so here, like I said, here is your tarp all rolled out. We're going to fold it up lengthwise, long ways, and make sure, as I said before, that your little hooks and everything are facing up and you're walking on them. If they are facing down and you do not see them, when you roll your tarp out, it's going to be upside down on your load. That is not good. You don't want that. So make sure they are facing up. And you're going to start at the corners and fold halfway in on each side. I have met many people with many different ideas on how to fold a tarp. This is the basic way to fold a tarp. I like to keep it simple. That way I know what I'm getting into when I'm on top of the load. Rolling out a tarp, I'm not having to dig for the corners because I don't know how the tarp is folded. I'll just keep it simple, fold it the basic way. Once you've done one side, it should look something like this. Half the tarp is folded halfway in. If you're not sure where halfway is, count the grommets along the edge, and then you can figure out which is halfway and use that grommet to mark your halfway point. Okay, so I've got both sides folded halfway in. They should form a seam where they're touching right down the middle of your tarp, lengthwise. Now, you're going to take the edge of the tarp again and fold it to the middle, okay? And sometimes it helps to put your foot about middle ways and fold it in, okay? You're going to do that on both sides until there's two seams down the middle of your tarp. It should look something like this. I know it's messy, but what I do, you can fold it again. You can take this side and fold it all the way over on top of itself and then go from there. But I don't like it. It'll make it really fat. I don't like a fat tarp. It's harder for me to pick up. So I roll it up to make it kind of thinner. So what I do is I take the seam and slightly overlap it all the way down. Okay? Just a little bit of an overlap. Okay, see it's slightly overlapped. Then you're going to go take one end of the tarp and you are going to drag it all the way across. Okay? Go ahead, walk down your tarp, drag the rest of it behind you. You're going to leave about 3 feet of tarp behind you, so when you roll it out on top of your load, that flap is going to fall down over the back of your load, and then you will pull this part forward on your load, and then flip that one that way, flip this one this way. You just flip them again, and it's just really easy the way that it comes open. So now that you've got it folded in half, you're going to take the end of it and start rolling, and you're going to roll it up all the way to the end. And then it should look something like that. See how it's kind of longer and skinnier? If I were to fold that in half, it would be about this long, but it would be way, way fatter, and it would be harder for me to pick up. Once you do that, you're going to take a bungee and wrap the bungee around it. And then I am going to get this big boy back up on my step deck, so I'll be ready for my next load. So there you go, look at me. Look at how filthy I am. I don't know if you can see my pants, but I'm pretty much coated in salt just like my truck. So, see, look at that. Isn't that crazy? Hey, we almost match. It's got a lot more salt than me. So now you know how I get so dirty. It sometimes is a job manhandling those tarps to get them on the deck of the trailer. But the good thing about a step deck is I can throw them on the bottom deck. It's a lot lower than the top deck. So if you're pulling a flat, you got to get them like the trailer. The flatbed trailer is like this tall to me. So I have to lug that sucker up to shoulder height and then put it on my shoulder basically, and then roll it off onto the flatbed. On the step deck, I can pretty much put it on my knee and then hoist it up onto the deck of the trailer. So we're almost done here, and we should be on our way in a few minutes and hopefully get this thing washed and head home. Oh, what a mess. So much for getting home before the storm. I give up. I am tired of trying to dig out of the snow. I am cold and wet and frustrated. So I guess I'm going to just stay here in the parking lot, in the middle of the parking lot where I got stuck. I've already went over to the fuel island and got something to eat. The truck stop is not fully staffed today. The only part open is the fuel island, so even though I'm in desperate need of a shower, I can't take one. And it stinks being so close to home and you can't get there. It's only a few miles, but, you know, might as well be 100. Oh well. I made it home. Look at the snowdrifts, that's crazy. Had to dig out the back door. Had snow all up against it. My poor car. Can't even see the Firebird. It's almost completely buried. Front doors about as bad as the back door was. Stuff is almost knee deep. It's crazy. Wow, what a trip. So how did you guys make out? Did you get stranded in the snowstorm? Hope everybody made it through okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.